What's up, everyone? It's James Quilty, and welcome to another video. I'm really excited. Just finished up, a really quick morning workout, and I was kind of thinking of some stuff, and I wanted to share with you. So. When I first started off in business, I was like, I get to work for myself. I don't have to have a boss anymore. It's going to be great. And one of the things that I didn't learn, which I wish I did when I first started off in business, because I thought it was all about having a whole lot of people, paying you, a whole lot of money, and you're just like rolling in the dough and all that stuff. Because my first business was, training. It was a boot camp. I started, an outdoor boot camp, and then from there, we moved into a facility. We grew that facility, and then we ended up, selling that. But one thing that I did not, pay attention to is the number one asset that guarantees your success. And when we sold that business in Florida, and we actually moved here to Texas, and I started studying and modeling and looking at the people that have really succeeded, that just no matter what they do, they 10x everything. I wanted to find out what they were doing, and the one thing that all of them did that made them super successful, regardless if the economy was crashing, regardless if the industry was changing, regardless if things weren't working out when everyone else was failing, the one thing that they had that nobody else had was an customer base, an email list. And I didn't realize that at the time. That's the number one asset. So if you're going to go and you're going to start a business, your number one focus before you start selling anything, before you actually start running promotions, you want to continually and always build that customer list, or that email list. You want to gain contact information, and you want to make sure that you have a huge customer base. Russell Brunson, he is the owner of ClickFunnels, which is a software platform for business owners and entrepreneurs in order to build sales funnels to get people into the into their buying process, and does it better, faster, and more efficient than an actual website. But he had shared a couple years ago his ups and downs in business, and he almost went bankrupt twice. And what saved him, he talks about, is his email list. And he's also a super affiliate. And I believe that every single promotion that he ran, he crushed it, and he won every single promotion that he did or that he participated in. And the reason for that was because he always had a customer list. He had a large email list. And so whenever there was some sort of a competition, he would put together an offer, and he would send it out. He would email it out to his email list. And when I first started out in business, I didn't have an email list. So it was very difficult for me to actually get people into my facility, to get me in, to get into my training programs, because I didn't have anybody to sell it to. I mean, I was pounding the pavement. I was working on my personal contacts, the people that I knew, friends, family, trying to get them to give me referrals, and it was definitely a grind. But those people that focus in on building an email list or a customer base, all they have to do is, when they put their promotion, they already have a group of people that are already listening to them. They already have a large database that they can send stuff out to, and that's how they crush it each and every time. And when everything was crumbling around him, in his business, he said that he would throw out a promotion really quick to his email list. He'd get a lot of buyers that would purchase his programs, and it always ended up saving him, giving him the revenue that he needed to keep the business afloat. Now, if somebody that didn't have a customer base, if somebody that didn't have a huge email list, guess what? Who are you going to send those promotions out to? I mean, yeah, you can send out some paid advertisement on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, but you got to pay money for that. And you have and if you're first starting out, you can't be spending a lot of money if you don't have like a huge reserve of capital. And so you're kind of stuck. So the next you want to get list is an email list. Remember, number one is your customer list. You always want to be gaining more and more customers. You always want to be, looking to get their contact information. That's why when you asset, when you see these huge mergers or these huge billion-dollar sales of these big companies, when companies are looking to purchase other companies, the number one thing that they're looking for is looking to be successful in this realm, building a side hustle. Everyone focuses on assets. And so more help on how to do that. Russell and his team at ClickFunnels has put together a challenge. It's called the One Funnel Away Challenge. It is a 3-day step-by-step process to get you with zero following, and within 30 days be up and running, collecting email lists, being able to sell products and start generating revenue to build your business. I'm telling you, I wish I had this when I first started out. It would have saved me a whole lot of heartache. It would have saved me a whole lot of money, time, and resources. So I'm going through this the second time, and I invite you to join me on this challenge. There's a lot of people that are taking this and are having phenomenal success. Never made any money, whatsoever. As a matter of fact, in the last 3 weeks that I did in the last 3 years. So if you want to get those is where you're going to get what you need in order to succeed. I wish they would have taught this